Hi everyone, it's Tracey here from Art Fibre Stitch. Here's a piece of linen and I dyed it the other day. It's this cream colour and I dipped those two ends in some dye and made it travel up. I wet it first and it did this beautiful thing. Love it. But somebody asked me about fabric vessels and would I do one. And so I just had this on my table and I thought, maybe that'd be nice. It's a remnant from a curtain. You see it's got this weighted edge on it, and I was thinking, oh, I can cut that off, or I could use it to make a good rim, wouldn't it? So I'm thinking about that too. Now, what kind of thing could I do? I could cover something like I have done before. I wanted to keep it just hand stitching. I mean, I know I can do a lot of things on the machine, but let's just see what we can do with this. So I can cover a cylinder, I could stiffen it, I could make sure it's plenty thick with felt or something in there. I could create an envelope and put plastic in or something to hold it. There's loads of things I could do. I'll just have to think for a minute. Oh, I've got this out. I can't believe how old this is. It's called Timtex, but it's just a really stiff interfacing, like you would use for sewing or making belts or something. Or if you had a stiff piece of craft paper, what am I thinking, felt, or if you had plastic, like from a folder. So I'm going to use half of that and see what happens. There we are. And to make sure I've got enough of this, I'm just going to cut it here, bigger than that, and whilst I'm deciding how to do this. Now, I've got my body, and it depends on the shape of the base that you put in, whether it would be a circle or a square or what's that, hexagon, you know. I'm going to make this a nice rustic piece. Someone asked me about something with fabric and bits of twigs or whatever. So that's why I'm thinking about this. Fabric vessel. So, look at that. I'm just thinking. See, whatever I do, I'm going to want to have that at the top, so it makes a nice rim. And I'm wanting it to be lined, so I want another piece on the inside, if you know what I mean. Perhaps that's the outside. This is the inside. That's better. I think that's what I'll do. Oh, plan decided. But I like that. Oh yes. But if I don't stitch straight into this, I'm going to want something behind it because it's very flippy floppy. So maybe I also need a piece of something with a bit of body. Hold on. There we go. Piece of felt will do me. How big is it? About there. That like that. Okay, so I think what I'll do is attach it to this, even if I just attach it to this one, and then later on attach this to that. Everything will be enclosed then. That'd be neat. Just for a minute. Just so I can get an idea of my design before I start. I want to get that right, you know, how we're going to do it. Right, so let's just say that that's like that. And what about if when we have, as I said, this will be the inside. How about we come up and over the edge and attach that in somehow to our front when we're finished. Well, we've got our plan. And I'm going to want to attach just to the felt. So I'm taking that out for now. Now, there are oodles of ways to make fabric bowls. We don't have to do this. I just wanted to. Okay, so let's put something on it. What are we aiming for? Well, I think this would be perfect. Got that. Look at that. We're just, yeah, this is a real natural piece that we're aiming for. What have I got? I've got paper. That's lovely too. These are all left over from the last project, you know, they're still here. That's nice. Some more stuff. That's a packaging that came in a box with something, and I thought, oh, that's pretty cool. So another bit of it. These here are Banksia leaves. Look at that. Wouldn't that be beautiful? These are nice leaves too. I love the colour. The stalk, to use that, the stem. Don't know. I'll put it beside me. Think about it as I go. Right. So where are our two ends going to be? Because they will join up, you see. And we will take our design right to the end of the felt there. And somehow, when we come to it, let me just get rid of all these things. When we come to it, and we've decorated our front, and we turned that up, and we've got one piece there, then we will attach, you see. So I don't want to put anything on these bits. And I might even leave this hem. Maybe I can use that. That looks pretty spunky, the way that the dyes hit it. Alright, what else would I like to add? Look, there's one of my silk leaves. That was nice. We did this and we put silk fibres on it. Lovely. Okay, so I've got some fabrics now. And I'm wanting to do something with a bit of this. And I want to keep in mind that I don't want very much here, because that's where it's going to be the seam. I'm looking at this and thinking, what about if I put that under there? How would that be? Not bad. And are we doing a fully round something? Because some things like that wouldn't want to go around very easily. Yeah, I think I'll make sort of an eye-shaped bottom, kind of, we'll see, an oval, something, so that I've got a, you know, this won't have as much on it because that'll be the edge, the corner, and this as well. So it'll be these two places here that we'll need to work on and think of something nice. There's that paper. Like that too. If I had these, and that would work too. That would work much better if I wanted to put them on. Oh, we had some of this out. I like that paper. So now the fun starts. I'm going to try a few different things here and see what I like and where I like it. I'll cut pieces down. Sometimes I'll pull and manipulate them so that they have holes and raggedy bits in. I quite like that look for what we're going for here. Now it's a little bit long because this is going to be folded up later, so I'm just cutting off the extra bits and popping a bit up the top there as well in that fold that we're doing. And then we're going to start to stitch. Just a running stitch to start with to attach down as many things as I can. I'm using a pearl cotton. It's a nice sort of orangey yellow colour. I've turned it through to the back and put a couple of stitches in. And I'll trim that off and we'll see what we've done so far. I've only caught some of the things in, but that first pass we managed to do quite a lot. And that's what I'm going to try and do again a few times. I've gone across here with this cotton and I've still got some left. So I'm just taking it down here because I also want to attach at least parts of that. And I'm doing a few crosses. You see all those things I'm holding down at once? That's great. Maybe one more. And then I'll go back to running stitch again. And maybe I'll just go through that to make sure that is held down. Just following that sort of, I can see there's a mark in the dyeing. So I'll carry on like that, across. You can see, so a closer look, you can see how I've gone across with a straight stitch. As I've come back with the rest of my thread, for the third pass, I've come down a bit. I've done a few crosses. I've done a little bit of seed stitch because that's really handy, these kind of stitches, for holding down things that have got a lot of fibres and stuff. I've just gone up and down a little shape there, a few more crosses and out. So that's done quite a lot to hold all that together, you know. I wanted to keep it pretty natural. There's a tinge of green in there because I love the green, but that's the other side. Oh, that's better. Alright, well, we'll get there. What else have we got to add in? I did want to put that, didn't I? But I'm just concerned that it's going to come off. Maybe if I cut them, less chance that they'll snap then. Remember how I said that I was going to do an oval kind of shape? So this is the bit that's going to be bent. These will be pretty straightish, so you could handle that, I think, putting those in. And then we could wait till later to see how we could go around the curve. So all that's possible. Natural. Aren't you lovely? I've got a yellowy orange in there. You know, I will use natural ochres or beige or brown. That's what I'm aiming for. Let me get some. Okay. There's some natural colours that would fit in. I could also go to green if I wanted, but I'm going to try and keep it pretty natural. So I'll leave them till later. I've got a plan. That's alright. I've got to stitch this down and maybe a few other bits and pieces on there. What else have we got? That's a previous bit that I'd done and it was too long, so I cut a bit off. It's got stitchery, it's got needle felting. I like it. Yes, that could be good. Oh, I pity I didn't have more of that. We could jazz it up if we wanted. Start with that, I think. I think we'll be surprised at how nice it is, really. So I'm going to try and stitch that down. Needle with a big enough hole that I can see it to thread it. You might say, why am I bringing in cream or white or something at this stage? Because it's a highlight. Sometimes I want something that's a contrast, and sometimes I want something that's a highlight. So I'm hoping that will be. I do want to show my ragged edge underneath. Oh, I think we could just stitch through. We'll just stitch through it. Let's have another little look. I've got a running stitch in there. I've got a few different things, but I need to hold these bottom ones down a bit. We can see how it's all going to go together. I think we've got a really good start here. But I've decided I'm going to try and hold down some of these things down the bottom here that aren't held down yet with a nice fly stitch. I love doing the fly stitch. I think it works, and it looks a lot like weeds or all kinds of different things really. So fly stitch, you come up, let's say you come up on the left and down on the right, holding that thread out the way. You then come up again somewhere in the center underneath, and when you let go of that thread, it sort of performs this little V shape, and then you can put the thread down one more time further down, and that creates a little stem on the V, and it looks really great. When you finish with any cotton, take it through to the back and end off. But you can see there how that stitchery is going. See the little fly stitch and how effective it is at holding things down and creating these beautiful tribal kind of marks. Yeah, I think this is going to work well. And I think what we'll do now is finish up here, and we're just looking at a few nice close-ups so that you can see how it's coming together. And we'll do a part 2. And in it, we'll finish it off. We'll put in a base. We'll do a little bit more decorating. And we'll be finished our lovely fabric vessel. I hope you've enjoyed this. Don't forget to press like and subscribe.